What's up, gang? It's Ryan here from Ruck.Beer, and today we are taking a look at the GORUCK footwear lineup. Alright, GORUCK's been releasing a lot of great footwear over the past few months. I've been able to put out some video reviews of some of the individual pieces, but I wanted to kind of gather them all together and just give you a quick overview of each of the shoes that are currently out there. Now, I am not a shoe nerd by any stretch of the imagination. Those of you that love to talk about the nuance of, a 7mm drop versus a 3mm drop, and different midsole compositions, and for me, when it comes to shoes, does it feel good, and does it look good, and does it do the job I need it to do? If it checks all those boxes, then it's a good shoe in my book. So that's where I'm coming from. I'm sure there's plenty of reviews out there that get super nerdy, but I'm just going to give you my take on all these boots and shoes. So first one right here that we'll look at is the Mac V2. Now the Mac V1, the original Rucking boot, is something that I love. In fact, I've got my Mac V1s back here. This is my favorite boot right here. I love this coyote and brown leather Mac V1. I like this one because it's pretty beat to hell now, but it used to be very nice, and I could wear it in the office and it would look great, and I could also take it and go for a hike in the woods and it was great as well. But I love the Mac V1s. What they did with the Mac V2s is they made some changes to the layout of the boot. But one of the biggest, most noticeable features is this much more aggressive tread pattern. All right, you've got really huge lugs on the outside here. It's a little bit deeper pattern. So what this is going to do is give you a lot better performance when you're on the trail, when you're out in the grass, in the elements, slippery ground. It's going to be just a much better boot. I've really enjoyed wearing these boots. The biggest downside for me is that they are a bit too aggressive for the office or daily wear environment. So I can't pull them off too often, but when I do have the opportunity to wear these, I love them. They work great off-road on the trails. They're great for if you're doing a GORUCK event that is not in an urban area where you're going to be pounding pavement. These are going to be a great boot for you. Super sturdy, feel great on the foot. Next in our lineup here is the GORUCK Macalls. So this is what would happen if we took a Mac V2 and a GORUCK Rough Runner and they had a baby. Boom, that's what we get right here is the Macall. So this is a great trail rucking shoe. If you want the benefits of the aggressive lug and tread of the Mac V2, but you're not a big boot fan, this is a great shoe for you. The feel is wonderful. They're relatively lightweight. I think the one thing that I would say regarding the Macall is that it's not a great trail runner. It just feels on my feet a little bulky. So if I were to get a trail runner, I want something a little more narrow, a little lighter. This, however, feels like if I was going to go on a hike, like a 10-mile hike in the woods, this is the shoe that I would 100% grab. Great traction, and it just feels really good on the foot as a shoe. And the reason it feels so good as a shoe is because they took a lot of what they've got going on with the GORUCK Rough Runners and transferred it over to the Macalls. So the GORUCK Runners, I've put a fair amount of miles on this running. Probably my longest run was 11 miles, and that was a mix of trail and pavement, and it handled really great on both of those. Previously, I ran in Brooks Adrenalines. They're a relatively lightweight, super cushiony running shoe. These are a bit more stable than those. I've actually appreciated the stability. I used to think that I liked really cushy running shoes, but the Rough Runners have kind of changed that on me. I like to have a little bit more stability. Now there's still plenty of cushion, there's still plenty of give that you can run even high miles in this and be fine. But I have appreciated these shoes. I've used them in both long runs and short runs at the gym doing interval stuff. What really impressed me was the other day at the gym, we had a workout that involved hang power cleans and running. And I was going back and forth between running and doing the workout in my Ballistic Trainers or in these. And I opted with these just to give them a try. And I will say that while they're not designed to be lifting shoes, you can certainly lift in these. So I think it's a great hybrid gym shoe. If you've got something that involves running and weightlifting, I think you'll be okay in these. But if you are a CrossFitter, if you are in the gym, if you're doing barbell work, I absolutely love the Ballistic Trainers. Out of all the shoes that GORUCK has ever made, this is probably my favorite. I've been in Ballistic Trainers for several years now, and prior to that I was a big Nike Metcon guy. These blow Metcons out of the water. In particular, I love the stability that they provide. Every time I lift, I feel very confident. In fact, when we're doing Olympic lifts or something like that, or heavy back squats, a lot of people are changing into their lifting shoes. I just stick with the Ballistic Trainers because they feel that good even under heavy load. They're great for rope climbs, they're great for absolutely everything that you're gonna do in a gym, or even if you're doing like sandbag rucking training in your driveway. The stability and the platform that these provide to lift from, to jump from, are just unmatched, I think, in the fitness space. So I love these. As a side note, I don't get compliments on my shoes very often, but when I bought these blue and coyote Ballistic Trainers, multiple people at the gym stop me and ask about these shoes and tell me how good they look. So if you're looking for a really hot pair, the blue and coyote seems to be the way to go. I've had lunar white and I've had black. These are the ones that get the most compliments, whatever that worth. Now, the latest release from GORUCK has been these boots right here. These are the Mac V1 High Speed. So the first thing you're going to notice is that in comparison to the Mac V2s is that we lose these giant lugs and we lose the aggressive tread underneath. What they've done is actually taken the platform for the Mac V1s. Obviously, it is a Mac V1. So these are the same. It's the same tread pattern and bottom as the Mac V1 originals. Now, what makes these the high speed is they have really trimmed them down. This is one of the lightest boots that you're going to find out there, and the idea is that as Jason explains it, the Special Forces guys, as they were training down there, they would go to the boot shops and they would say, you know, strip off the bottom and put a running shoe bottom on it and get rid of the toe caps and, you know, no heel cup. And so they've taken all those things out of these boots, made them super light, and the goal is almost to have a boot that feels like a tennis shoe or a running shoe. And you know, when I saw all the hype videos and everything, I was like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. When I put them on, it was pretty amazing. Like, it feels like you are wearing a pair of running shoes, and yet they're a pair of boots. It's got a thinner suede than the normal Mac V2s. Again, no toe cap, no heel cup, and you know, 3mm shoelaces. So trying to shave weight every which way it possibly can, but built on this workhorse insole. It's a really great boot. If you are looking for lightweight, high-speed boots, these are the way to go. They do come in the 6 and the 8-inch variants. Currently, I believe Coyote is the only color they got going on. Similarly over here with the Mac V2's Coyote, and I believe there's a black leather and maybe an Origins version. So hopefully we'll see some more variations of this as well. That's the current lineup of GORUCK footwear. Every piece plays its part, and it plays it really well. I've been super happy with all the shoes. If you've got any questions about any of these pieces individually, let me know. Sound off in the comments below, either on the video or the blog post on ruck.beer. And yeah, that's all I got for you today. Do me a favor, if you like the video, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.